Hello and welcome to today's video on high altitude investing. Today's video is going to be trading versus investing, what are the differences, and some things that you need to know to do both. So let's get right into this. Alright, so investing versus trading, what are the differences? Just a quick disclaimer, I'm not a registered financial advisor. Cryptocurrencies are volatile and high risk. So this is for educational purposes only. All right, so investing. When you think about investing, you're usually thinking long-term, just buy, hold, forget strategies. This is much different than trading. I mean, it has things that are similar about it. You use generally the same platforms to purchase your coins, but there are some key differences. So it's usually, a lot of times in investing, you'll find larger amounts on single investments. So a trader might look to put a portion of their account on something for a short period of time, then get out, whereas an investor would like to put a pretty good chunk of portfolio into something to hold it for a long period of time. Normally, you try to keep those funds away from exchanges as best as you can, keeping it on cold storage. I have a video on Trezor versus Ledger Nano coming out soon, so be watching for that because I'm making a little comparison video for hardware wallets for cold storage because that's the safest place to keep your coins. And then usually they're looking for like a good long-term project, right? With company infrastructure, marketing, a solid roadmap, and proof of the use case. I think that's really important because a lot of stuff is overhyped right now and actually doesn't have use cases where you can see it happening and being used in real life. So I think that's very important. And growing communities, you want to see that nice growth in a community. And depending on your strategy, I generally do by market capitalization because if there's, billions of dollars invested in something, then it usually means that it's valuable, right? Because it has that much money inside of it. So a lot of times long term, I like to go top 10 by market cap, depending on your strategy. But that's usually a pretty good indication of the project's lasting potential due to the most users community, because the most money's in it. So that kind of represents in an easy, simple way to tell. And then a good wallet, good software. You want to make sure that you can actually use the coin. If you're thinking long term, you want it to be a lasting product, a lasting thing people are going to continue to use. Now, some things about trading is usually people just have a plan, right? That's why you have to have a trading plan. You want to have a plan to buy and sell within a foreseeable future with a given set of parameters, okay? So you basically want to have rules that you follow and adjust that you use to determine an entry and then an exit so that you can get a percentage growth in a certain given time frame. That's trading. You don't usually care as much about the project depending on how long-term the trade is, because sometimes there's longer-term trades where you want to use fundamentals along with it. Fundamentals being news or changes in the project, fundamental changes. So generally, you don't care as much about the project. You're looking for just that percentage growth. So a good trade setup, generally patterns, and technical analysis. Usually I look for coins generally when I'm day trading that bounce off the 786 fib. So they get pumped up and then they pull back to the lowest fib. That's the 786. I have a video on Fibonacci. You can go ahead and check it out. Now, another thing that you want to be looking for is, you want to have a target for how much percentage growth you want to get per month. Usually, most people like to have, I want to do 30% a month on total account balance. They usually have a goal because then you know exactly how many trades you have to find with your setup and your trading plan to get that percentage growth to compound your total portfolio and grow it. And then normally day traders keep the coins on the exchange because it's just a simple trade, and then when you're out you can take it off the exchange for cold storage. But usually you keep it on the exchange to sell it in time quickly because transactions take a minute. So yeah, that's generally how day trading the differences are. Little side note, I do personally believe that it's inherently harder to learn day trading versus investing due to the fact that you need to learn technical analysis skills and have a proven trading plan, and sometimes that can be hard to come by, but more on getting set up for that if you're interested at the end of the video. But it's basically just you have to have more technical analysis skills, and it takes a little more effort, in my opinion, to become a very, very good trader versus a pretty good investor, because investing is a little bit more straightforward. Okay, this is one investment that I made 2 years ago. This is when I got interested in Bitcoin. My little brother actually showed me what Bitcoin was. He just told me that you could mine a currency with your computer. And I was like, what? That has to be fake. Like, there's no way, right? But I got interested in it, started researching it, instantly fell in love after a bunch of YouTube videos, you know, and that's kind of what got me started in Bitcoin around 2015. I just thought it was very interesting technology. So I bought some at around $200. Some of my purchases were even below $200. So I actually got in accidentally at a pretty good investment time. But I just kind of wanted to see what it would do. It hit 500 and I knew something was special here. So I got really interested when Bitcoin came out of 200 to 500 around October of 2015. That's kind of what sparked my interest in it all. And since then, we've seen prices go up 677%. And that is really, really impressive. A $2,100 Bitcoin as of today. And, you know, we went up even higher than that for a portion of time, around $2,700, $2,800. So on some exchanges. And that's really, really neat to see that growth in just a period of 2 years, about since 2015 to 2017. So not even quite like an entire full 2 years. All right, one trade I made as far as like just a day trade was this little 1 week period trade. A little bit longer time frame, but I just bought at the lows here after I saw a breakout in ETC. Bought at one low, waited for a dump, bought at the other low, and then waited for a pump. Sold at the pump, and then sold at the next pump. And I made about 22% on this trade in the period of a week. Now, you know, you do that with your entire account balance enough times, and it's amazing how quickly compounding growth starts to produce numbers that make it worth it to be finding these trade setups. Now, basically a summary is that if you don't want to learn technical analysis, investing is probably the way that you should go, because it's pretty easy to get started doing it and you don't have to have a lot of technical knowledge. If you want to trade swings and compound growth, then I recommend learning trading, usually with somebody that actually, you know, is willing to help walk you through it, and somebody that knows what they're doing and has proven that they can trade, because there's a lot of bad information out there and you want to stay away from that as best as possible. Basically a lot of alternative motives in this area. So you want to be getting the best possible information you can be. So I recommend learning trading if you're interested in that compounded growth. That's kind of what sparked my interest in trading. So you can profit off of all of that volatility in these highly volatile markets right now, because there's a lot of money coming in, conditions are great, and a lot of money to be made if you're determined to do that. All right, so if you would like to get started with doing either of these things or both of them, and you don't know a good spot to, I personally run a VIP course with over 50 members, 50 plus VIP exclusive videos, and I work on videos, a few videos a week. I have an upload schedule, and I'll put that in the description. But I work on a few videos a week and keep people updated, and have a VIP chat room and an entries area where I post some of my entries and stuff like that. So if you're interested, go ahead and check the links in the description for that. All right, now I'm going to switch over to CoinMarketCap and go over the market capitalization, kind of what my thoughts are on the market real quick, to fill you guys in until my next video. Real quick here, if you guys don't follow me yet, go ahead and check the description for my trading view. This is where I post what I feel like are my most important ideas, usually at the time, that aren't posted in the VIP areas. So if you want to go ahead and follow me, it's free, tradingview.com, Dallin_Anderson. You can just search for me, or like I said, links in the description for this. But yeah, I post my ideas. Like today I posted this long position on XRP. And this is kind of what I think XRP is doing. We're coming back to the 786 Fibonacci down here around 6K, 5K. And then we're going to oscillate back on the middle point here, pull up a little bit here. As you can see, these purple lines. This is where I suspect volume to increase, as we have a sine wave of volume that seems to hold pretty consistent throughout this period of time. We have volume pickups at this peak of every sine wave. So I'm going to hold that theory true out through here. So I should suspect a little pump up here with some increased volume, and then prices to go up towards more closer to like September. Prices to break previous in XRP. So that's kind of, one of my ideas here, and I just posted it on TradingView. So go ahead and follow me. I also posted my Bitcoin idea. I'm going to go into more detailed about my total ideas of the market in my Wednesday market roundup. So watch out for that on Wednesday. But basically, I think that Bitcoin is in for a little pullback. These purple lines, outcome 1 is the one I suspect to happen, which basically states that we're going to have a little inverse head and shoulders and continue up to about $5,000 after bouncing off around $1,400 in Bitcoin for a longer term idea, closer to like 2019, 2020, so a couple of years from now. But that's kind of my thoughts right now inside of Bitcoin, so I wanted to share those. So yeah, follow me on TradingView. Now let's go ahead and check out my ideas of the general market right now. Bitcoin dominance is almost right at 50%. I think that's pretty interesting. 24-hour volume is mainly from sellers. It's about $4,476,459,443. Market capitalization is at $67,687,001,799. So we have had a pullback in total market capitalization. Bitcoin's right around $2,000. Ethereum's around 140. So basically, this is to be expected. We're going parabolic here. As I was pointing out, this razor blade, I do think there's a lot more upswing on this. Probably altcoins are going to start picking up as Bitcoin. What I think is going to happen is altcoins are going to bottom out. Probably one more bloodbath day. So be prepared for that if you aren't. I think that we're going to see one more bloodbath day to around the 786 on most of their trends, the lower Fibonacci, so one more swing on the downside. And then I think that altcoins will pick up, bring this market capitalization back on the upside here, and this trend will continue upwards, and we're going to see Bitcoin dropping off during that period of time, and altcoin market capitalization to continue on this very parabolic looking trend here. But we'll kind of see how that plays out. That's just my current thoughts, and these markets are volatile, like I explained at the start of the video, so anything can happen very quickly. So that's why you have to have stop losses, trading plans, and stuff like strategies and stuff like that in place to protect you from that. But I do think that we are pulling back to around the 50 billion mark. And then from there, I think that altcoin market capitalization will pick back up, bringing the total market cap continuing on the upside, whereas Bitcoin should correct and then continue on the upside in around a year. I think that we're going to see a correction in Bitcoin, which is a pretty big period of time, but that's what I'm seeing right now in the markets. So yeah, I think that we're headed for a little pullback. Ethereum's about $156. Ripple's about 21 cents. Ethereum Classic's about 16 bucks. It's pumping up very nicely here. I still have theories that it's possible we could see a parity in price. I think one of them kind of has to die off before the other, but that could be different now that Ethereum is offering proof of stake with what was the algorithm called? I forgot what their algorithm was called, but basically they're working on implementing proof of stake, which would be a completely different way to handle the blockchain and verifications and confirmations and stuff like that, as opposed to proof of work. So That's what Bitcoin is proof of work, and Ethereum has plans to change that. Now, I see that driving prices up on hype of that happening, but when that happens, usually buy the rumor, sell the news, so I expect a dump, in which case I kind of want to have some of my money parked in ETC if it's still around, because I think that the price would probably go into it for a little bit. That could be part of the reason we're having an increase currently. So that's pretty interesting, but I'm still looking into all of the details there. So more on that when I am aware of the entire situation going on with Ethereum behind proof of stake. Thank you for watching my video. I hope that you guys learned something. If you guys are traders, go ahead and comment, I'm a trader. If you're an investor, go ahead and comment, I'm an investor. If you're both, do that. And I will catch you guys in the next one. As always, stay profitable.